Alright everyone, welcome to today's class. In the last class we talked about introduction to Photoshop. We looked at some components of the Photoshop, some parts of the Photoshop. So if you are not in this class, if you are not in the last class, please just go watch the previous videos and understand. So thank you for joining me today. So we'll be looking at understanding the layers and document and paper sizes. Number one thing we were talking about is introduction to the layers, understanding what is hide and delete, adjustment layers and layer style, introduction to document sizes, choosing resolutions. The layer panel in Photoshop lists all layers, layer group, and layer effects in an image. You can use the layer panel to show and hide and create layers. Create a new layer and work with groups of layers. You can access additional commands and options in the layer panel. So this is a pictorial example of a Photoshop work area. When you import an image inside, it appears on the layer panel. So let's dive into Photoshop and let's see what we get. So I'm using Photoshop 2022 version. So this is a document I've created already, and we are going to see how we can do some things with the layer. So I want this document to be on landscape, not on portrait. This is A4 A5 size document. So come to image rotation, click on 90 degrees counterclockwise, and it's going to rotate just like this. Alright, so remove. And if you can't find your layer panel on your work area, come to Windows and you see layers, click on layers, or you can press the shortcut F7 on your keyboard. You can just press F7, the function key F7 on your keyboard. Alright, so we move. So this is our layer panel. So we are going to look at some things that about the layer, some components of the layer. So I right click, let me create a rectangle first of all. Let me draw a rectangle. So I draw a rectangle just like this. Okay, so now I want you to understand something quickly. Now, anything you bring to your work area must appear on your layer panel. Let me extend the layer panel. So anything you bring to your work area must appear on your layer panel. Now, this rectangle we created, this shape we created, have a layer in our layer panel. Now, if I come to the layer panel, you will see what we call layer visibility. This icon here indicates a layer visibility. So if I click on this icon like this, the layer visibility goes out. So look as if I've deleted that layer, but if I click out like this, the layer becomes visible. So that is just it. Now I've created this shape here. If I want to create another shape, if I left click like this, if I click on another shape and I draw, let me I change the fill color, just like this. It comes on top of the previous layer that we have. It comes on top of the previous shape that we have. So if I close the layer visibility, it goes out, it becomes invisible, and this first shape that we have here becomes visible. So what do I need to do? Let me open the layer visibility. This stuff comes on top, but I don't want this this rectangle to be on top. I want it to be behind that other layer, other shape. So I come to the layer panel, left click and drag it below, and this purple one comes on top of it. So let's go further. If you come down to your layer, you will see some components just like this. If you move your mouse closer, you will see this icon FX is called layer style. We add a layer style to the layer. This is where we add blending options like stroke, outer glow, drop shadow, brighten, inner shadow, inner stroke, and all the rest. So this is where we do our layer marks. This is where we marks our layer. On this icon right here, we add our layer marks. Now this is where we add our color adjustment fields. This is where we add our color adjustment fields. And now this is where we delete our layer. You can delete the layer in 3 ways. Yeah. And this is where we create a new layer. You can use it to create a layer. You can use it to duplicate a layer. Now, if this is where you can delete your layer, you can delete your layer with this icon, or you press backspace on your keyboard and your layer deletes. So for this module, we are going to end it here. In our next module, we'll go deeper and do some things with the layer panel. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next module.